Okay, we're on to our last DMR, DMR number 4. I'm adding and subtracting. I need common denominators. And number 1, my denominators are 4 and 6. And the LCD of 4 and 6 is 12. So I do need to change both denominators to 12. So we have 3 and 1, 6, which is going to become 3 and something over 12. All right, let's figure out what those numerators are. So in our first fraction, 4 is changing to 12. That means we did 4 times 3 to get 12. So I need to do 2 times 3, which is 6. And in the bottom fraction, my 6 is changing to a 12. That's 6 times 2. So I have to do 1 times 2, which is 2. Now I am ready to add 2 plus 3 and 6 twelfths plus 2 twelfths. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 6 twelfths plus 2 twelfths is 8 twelfths. Can you simplify? Yes. You can divide 8 and 12 by 4. So that's going to give you 5 and 2 thirds as a final answer. 5 and 2 thirds. Looking over at number 2, my denominators are 5 and 2. The LCD of 5 and 2 is 10. So both denominators are going to need to change to 10. All right, there's the setup. Let's find those new numerators. 5 is changing to a 10, so that's 5 times 2. So we need to do 4 times 2, which is 8. And down on the bottom, 1/2 is changing to a 10. 2 times 5 is 10, so I have to do 1 times 5, which is 5. Now I am ready to subtract. 2 minus 1, 8 tenths minus 5 tenths. 2 minus 1 is 1. 8 tenths minus 5 tenths is 3 tenths, which cannot be simplified, so you are finished. Moving on to questions 3 and 4. Once again, we do not need common denominators for multiplying and dividing, but I do need to have these in fraction form. So let's change in number 3 them to improper fractions. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24 over 5, times 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 2. This would be another great one to cross-reduce on, because you could reduce the 24 and the 2, you could divide them both by 2, and that would help you out a lot. But again, most people are not wanting to do that, so I will carry on just as it is. So that means I need to do 24 times 7, and we're not going to be using calculators for Dmr D, so I need to work out over here to the side 24 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16. So 168 over 5 times 2 is 10. Next thing I need to do is figure out how many times 10 can go into 168. 10 can go into 16 one time. There would be 6 left over. Bring down your 8. 10 can go into 68 6 times, and there would be 8 left over. So your mixed number is going to be 16 and 8 over 10. 16 and 8 over 10. You can always double check that. Remember, 10 times 16 is 160, plus 8 is that 168. So you can always double check your mixed number. Now this is still not simplified because 8 and 10 can both be divided by 2. So it's going to be 16 and 4 over 5 as your final answer. All right, moving on to our last one, dividing. We need to write these as improper fractions first. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 4, divided by 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8 over 5. Same change flip. I like using my arrows to remind myself. 21 over 4 times 5 over 8. So even if you like to cross reduce, you cannot cross reduce on this one. That means we just have to work it out the way it is. I'm gonna extend this line down through here so we don't get messed up with our work. So 21 times 5, some of you can do that in your head. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, so 105 over 4 times 8 is 32. So that is improper. We're gonna have to figure out how many times 32 can go into 105. Now, unfortunately, there's not any quick way of doing this. I would just add 32 plus 32, that would give me 64. So that would be 32 times 2. If I add on another 32, that would give me 96. There's no way that I could add on another 32 without going over 105. So 96, that would be 32 times 3, 3 32s. 3 times 32, once again, is 96. So we need to subtract 105 minus 96. That's going to give me 9. So final answer here, 32 can go into 105 3 times with 9 left over. And that 32 is going to be your denominator, which will erase for me. Yeah, well, I'll just write over it like that. 3 and 9 over 32. Okay, if you still have questions on your DMR, make sure that you email me your questions. Even better if you could include a screenshot of something that's confusing you, and I'll be happy to do a Google Meet with you as well if you need it to be able to be successful on your DMR quiz.